Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new to our channel, my name is Angie, and along with my beautiful family, we're sharing our memories with you. Now I thought I'd branch out on a little bit, something different that I haven't shown before. Maybe I did. I think I did one video on something that I did. But I run a family daycare here in Australia. I think in America it's called home daycare, same sort of thing. I have 4 children a day over a 5-day week. And I program that for them, for their interests, for their needs, and whatever's going on around in our community. So I thought I'd show you a bit about what we're doing at the moment. Behind me, I've got set up a science lab. This is our dramatic play area for this fortnight. I do change it around every fortnight. We do a different topic, depending on what the children are really into. What's maybe going on, like at the moment in Australia, it's Science Week, hence why we have the science lab going on. Other times it's just on something that the children are really into, whether it be construction or maybe pizzas. Last fortnight we had a pizza shop where they made up their own pizzas, they baked them, and then they put them in the boxes and they delivered them. Took money, that sort of stuff, so it brings in the finances. Sorry, you can hear Ori shaking his tail. Come here, come here. Say hello everybody. Hi. Hello. Oh, and Lucy's here too. Hello, Lucy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn you around. I'm going to show you what I've got set up, where I've got it from. Majority of my stuff has come from Kmart. It seems to be my go-to place. If it's not from Kmart, I will let you know where it's gone from. Ideas, obviously some of the things are not mine. I have purchased them, so I will... Ori's going crazy, he wants to play. So I will show you, I will let you know where I've actually purchased it from, okay? So we have the lab, the science lab behind me. We have a small world insect area. Obviously, insects, the study of insects is also another science thing. So we have insects out. This will also be a lead into spring, which will be the week after next, and then we'll do a more intense focus on what is an insect and go through the life cycles and things like that. So that's how our program will progress. Last week was dental week here in Australia, so we had the pizza shop going, so it wasn't really a place for a dental setup, so we have incorporated that into our science week, because obviously the human body and the study of human body is also a science thing. So we have a sensory setup.
Biology.
In biology, that's right. So we also have a dental sensory setup, so I'll show you that as well. So I'm going to turn you around and I'll show you what I've got set up.
My favourite science is geology.
You like geology, it's study of rocks. That is one I have not put in here, so good on you for bringing that up, Liz. I have not put in geology because it's the study of rocks, because I have little ones, and little ones put rocks in your mouth, and you cannot see everybody 24 hours a day. Like, they move around, and if one of the other ones needs something, I can't be having full attention onto the little ones and whether they'll put a rock in their mouth. So it's a safety thing. So we will talk about the study of rocks, and we will do a day. Actually, I'll go into that now. We will do a day where I will look at the study of rocks. And what I have been doing is each day we have been looking at something in particular. So on Monday last week we did the study of bubbles.
Bubbles.
Flying in the air, what shape they are.
I have a book about
Meaning that my children are age 4 and below. I think the youngest one is about 15 months. Majority around the 2.5, 3 mark. So I have to be intentional about what I'm actually putting out there for them to learn. So Monday we did bubbles. Tuesday we did rainbows and learning our colours and what colours are in the rainbow, things like that. Wednesday we did wind. It has been extremely windy here lately, so that was a really good thing for us to do. So we did the study of wind. How can you see wind? What colour is wind? Because one of my children said the colour of wind was white. So we had to go through the discussion that you can't see wind. You can see what wind blows and what moves by wind, but you can't actually see wind. So that was a very interesting conversation with one of my 4-year-olds. So what else did we do? We did floating and sinking. So I chose some items from around our room, and then the children chose some items from outside, which we also tested. And then we did some things like predicting, is it going to float, is it going to sink, and then recorded the data. And we looked at, which ones we thought were going to sink, but they actually floated and things like that. So that was really good with my older 4-year-olds. The younger ones, they just enjoyed chucking things in the water. Still process, they're still learning, they're still getting that sensory of the water feeling and watching things sink and watching things float, and eventually they'll grasp what that concept's all about. So I'm going to turn you around now and I'll show you what we've been up to. Okay, so here goes. Sorry about the reflection, so I'll try and come a bit closer. I'll try and get some angles. So these posters, see if I can get the right angle for you, see. These posters are really great. They're basically going through all the different things that children learn when they're talking about science in their everyday education. It's what they do in their play. So these are what scientists use, the tools, which gives them an idea, and then they can match what's down here too. So you obviously got your magnifying glass and there's a picture, so they can actually go, oh, that's the same. So it's also another educational thing for them. And over here we have the parts of a scientist. Now this is really good because we will go into the fact that your body parts are a really good tool for you to use when you're learning things. So you've got your brain, you ask questions, you experiment, you explore, you predict, you test, you think, you learn, you remember. Your eyes, you use them to observe things, to examine, to notice the changes, to look, to see. Your mouth, if it's safe to, taste things maybe, or you can talk, you share your ideas, you explain, you communicate what's going on in your experiments, and you share what you're discovering. This is a really big thing for scientists. Your ears, you can hear, you listen to what others are saying, and you listen to other people's research. Your hands, you feel, you touch, you grab, you explore, and your nose, of course, your smelling changes. So this is a really good thing, and we will be going into this into detail with this next week. So this is great. So they're all from Pocket of Preschool. They are a fantastic tool. So let's go down to the top shelf. All right, let's start with this one. So this is just little tiny little tiny jars, and I had the children go through my nature box and search high and low outside for all different items that they could find to fit into these little jars. There's also these bigger ones. Now these are from Kmart. They were up in the stationery crafty section, and they have been great for the children to actually explore what's going on in them, and without stuff going everywhere. Especially with my little ones, I didn't have to worry about things being put in the mouth because they're actually in a jar and they can't get them open, which is fantastic.
They're for the study of microbiology.
Yeah, they can be for the study of microbiology, you're right.
Yeah.
Then we have magnifying glasses. I got these, I think they were $3 each at Kmart. Little chemistry set. We have not used this yet, but we will be using this next week. We'll be doing like the volcano bicarb soda vinegar experiment, so we will be using that. We have a microscope. We have a rainbow. Obviously we were doing rainbows last week, so this was a great help. We have a few books. This one's called What Are Stars? And we have another one down here called What Are Clouds? We'll be talking about clouds next week as well. And then I found these ones that came out too. I thought these were really good.
Season and weather.
Can you show everybody how it turns, Luce?
Yeah, it goes like this and what weather it is. If it was sunny, it goes there, and if it was snowy, it goes there.
Yeah, so that's really good. They love using those ones as well. These little things, we went to the Brisbane Echo Show, and we were given these. Now, when you look through it and hold it up to the light, I don't know if I could put it onto the camera. Well, you can see it a little bit. Everything turns into a rainbow. Can you see those rainbow lights? It's pretty cool, isn't it? This is really good when you've got lots of bright light outside. So they gave them to us for free, so they gave me a few extras for the kids, and they've been really, really loving those. So I got these dioramas. They were from Kmart as well. We got a brain and a set of lungs.
This one's for neurobiology and this one's for biology.
Yeah. And then we've got a whole heap of tools. So most of these tools came in a set. So we've got our net for catching. We've got scooping tools. I think Lucy calls these pippets. I call popettes. I call them droppers. That's fine.
This is a baby toy.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's in here. And then, of course, we have our safety glasses, which the kids have been having fun wearing. Over here we have nature. So we've got shells. We've got a nest that I have a feeling the nest came from one of my parents a few years ago. So we've got nests, pine cones, and all sorts of nature things in there. We have our dolls. So these are really good for body parts, and we'll be using these when we start looking at the parts of a scientist and where the parts are and what they're used for. Okay, so down here we have our space stuff. We did space probably about maybe 2 months ago now, where we did a whole dramatic play with spaceships and astronaut outfits and etc. So I've brought some of that back. It is science, so that's really good, and it brings back some memories of what we've already learned.
And also, this is also a type of engineering because it's a Mars rover.
Oh, it is too. Mars rover. And what science is this?
Astronomy.
Astronomy. Okay, next we've got over here to our dinosaurs. We've also done dinosaurs this year. It's always a thing that comes up pretty much every year to do a focus on dinosaurs. And we've introduced the fossils too, which is great. These are not from Kmart. I got these from Temu. So if you've ever been onto Temu, it's pretty good. It was about a third of the price of Amazon and other places that sold these. So that was great. What's that science?
Paleontology.
Paleontology. Then we've got some plants. So the growth of plants and stuff is also a science. Then over here I've done the book. So we've got a volcano book back there. Then we have our lab coats. So they use them with the glasses to dress up. So now we're going to come over here and show you these things. But because this is microscope is such an intricate thing, and it is really good to have it there for them to see, and even for my 4-year-olds can use that. But when you come to toddlers, it's just not possible. So I went searching on Pinterest to find some sort of idea of what I could do, and I found this idea. Now, the people that had made it with a laundry bottle, but I didn't have any. But I did have some milk bottles, and this one's a juice bottle. So what happens is I just cut the top off, making the hole big enough for the tube to fit in, but not too big because otherwise it'll just slip through. So we just glued around the outside there. Then I just cut, so basically I cut that hunk out, and on the bottom I cut a piece of cardboard. It's not straight, kids don't care. So that's there as a base. I made 2 of those. This one's already had some worse for wear this week, but that's okay. And what happens is they can then pick up one of my slides that I've made, stick it under there, and then they can look through. What is that? Oh, look, someone stuck a sticker down there. Then they can look through the microscope and see the picture underneath. So that works really well, and they have been loving those. So simple to make, so cost effective, and also child safety. It's so much more age appropriate than the proper microscope. So, okay, over here, let me show you. This is our insect setup. So we have the bug catchers, the magnifying glasses, just to have a look closely. They love using the magnifying glasses. This is just a basic setup. We'll go into more detail, things like life cycles and stuff like that later on, but at the moment this is just a basic setup, just an exploration and investigation sort of small world setup. So this here we've had for ages. It is actually an aquarium log. It is quite heavy, so they can't pick it up, which is great. So it just gives that bit of extra, I don't know, just a bit of something extra, just rather than just putting the bugs on the table itself. These little blocks, I'm not even sure where I got them from, but they're really good. So we use them. No, I didn't get them from Price Busters. I don't know where I got them.
They have them at Price Busters.
Do they?
Yeah.
I think they might be fairy stones or something like that. I'm not sure where we got them from. I've also pulled out a few of the plants out of the spring set, just so I introduce them, and we're talking about how insects like to drink pollen from the flowers, etc. And this will all be extended come spring. So that's that area. And also the bug catchers, because we just love holding our bugs. So they put someone's already put one in there. All right, let's take you over to our sensory. Now, I haven't actually looked at this today, so I'm not sure what sort of state it's in. But we'll open it up and we'll have a look. Okay, so in here we've got, these are actually shot glasses, but they're really good because they're tiny and they're clear as well. So I got them from Kmart. They weren't very expensive, and because they're plastic, they're reusable, they're fantastic. These little teeth things, they came from Kmart too. They were $1 each. We're using those. The base of my sensory tub is white rice. This will be reused numerous times, so it is not going to be wasted. I tried to make some teeth out of egg cartons. It worked all right. Next week I'm going to put some rubbish in there, like bits of tissue paper or crepe paper, and squeeze it in there and have the children use the toothbrushes to brush that out. So that's a plan for next week. Ooh. I couldn't find any teeth that I could get here in time for my play. So what I did is I bought some white, it's called clay. I think it's in that box there, Luce. Can you get it out? I'll show you what it is. And I just moulded, with Lucy's help, I moulded these to look kind of like teeth. So this is the stuff. It's air drying modelling clay. So that's what I used for the teeth. And then I just added in a few white things like some feathers and some pom-poms. Obviously the toothbrushes.
I like stacking them up here because they have suction cups.
Yes, the kids have liked that too, the fact they have suction cups. We've got some spoons for them to spoon into the little containers. So this has been a really great activity. They've been winding these up and laughing as they chatter, and then they've been brushing their teeth. So these have been really good. Trying to find cheap options has not been easy, but this seems to have worked really well. So this whole kit's probably cost me about $15 maybe, if you don't include the rice, obviously. So you've got these, you've got the toothbrushes, you've got the modelling clay, you've got the cups and that sort of stuff. So this has gone really well for our dental week, and we will extend that a little bit next week as well. Now Lucy wants to show you our construction area because she said that's like another science area too. It's like engineering. So let's go have a look.
These shelves, there's building block stuff, which is like engineering, because in engineering you stack and build stuff.
That's right. It's like, and teaching them how to make a solid base so their actual tower stays up and doesn't fall over easily. So that's been really good. We've been using them a lot. This is just making different shapes and how things fit in different areas. And obviously these are magnets, so magnetism is also a science. So that's been really good too. So we've had lots of fun.
And there's Lego bricks.
Oh, and we've got some Duplo down there as well. So that's been really good. So I'm going to turn you around. Won't be a sec. Okay, so that's all I've got to show you today. We will continue working on our science for another week and our dental health, and then we will be moving on to spring. So my next setup will be spring. I'd love to share that with you. If you're interested, please let me know, and we'll share how we set up our dramatic play for spring, also our sensory and our small world. And also, if I'm adding anything outside, I'll show you my outside areas and how I'm incorporating what we're doing indoors to outdoors, because obviously what's happening outdoors is being brought in spring. I will have a container of dirt where the children can plant their fake flowers using gardening gloves and tools and things like that. So we're bringing the outside in. Sometimes we take the inside out as well. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed having a look around my science lab, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.